This airport ends in a cliff, and you only get one chance to land. Here in the remote Himalayas, human ingenuity meets the raw, unforgiving power of nature. Across the globe, there are airports where every landing is a high-stakes gamble. These are the top 10 most dangerous airports in the world, where pilots perform a dangerous ballet with their machines. And even the most seasoned professionals are put to the test. Our journey begins in Gibraltar, a place where the boundaries between land, sea and sky blur in the most extraordinary way. Here at the southern tip of the Iberian Peninsula, the airport is not just a gateway, it's a marvel of engineering and adaptation. The territory's main highway, Winston Churchill Avenue, doesn't just run alongside the airport, it crosses directly over the runway itself, creating a unique intersection of daily life and global travel. At this unusual crossing, road markings and barriers are the only things separating vehicles from the tarmac where jets land and take off. When a plane is due, traffic comes to a complete halt. Cars, buses and even pedestrians must wait patiently as massive jets thunder past, sometimes just a few yards away, creating a spectacle unlike any other. The runway itself is remarkably short and dramatically flanked by the sparkling sea on both sides, while the imposing Rock of Gibraltar looms nearby, generating unpredictable and often fierce winds. Pilots must remain vigilant, making constant corrections as turbulent crosswinds shear across the approach, demanding skill and nerves of steel. For the people of Gibraltar, this spectacle is simply part of everyday life. For pilots and passengers alike, landing here is an unforgettable experience, an exhilarating introduction to one of the world's most peculiar, challenging, and visually stunning airfields. Gibraltar International Airport truly stands as a remarkable crossroads of land and air, where every arrival and departure is a story in itself. Next, we head to Madeira, Portugal, a paradise with a perilous airport. The runway juts out over the ocean, supported by massive columns, but the real danger is the wind. Fierce Atlantic gusts and mountain terrain create violent turbulence and wind shear. Pilots must execute a sharp last-minute turn to align with the runway, battling crosswinds all the way. Only specially trained pilots are allowed to land here. Madeira's airport is a beautiful, brutal test of skill, where every landing feels like a roller coaster ride. High in the Himalayas lies Lukla, gateway to Everest and perhaps the world's most dangerous airport. This tiny mountain town is the starting point for thousands of trekkers and climbers each year, all hoping to reach the base of the world's tallest peak. But before the adventure even begins, visitors must first conquer the legendary flight into Lukla. The runway is just 527 meters long, perched on a steep slope at over 9,300 feet. Its dramatic incline helps planes slow down quickly, but also adds to the challenge for pilots who have only one shot to get it right. At one end, a mountain wall looms just beyond the tarmac. At the other, a 2,000-foot drop vanishes into the valley below. There's no room for error. There's no go-around. Once committed, pilots must land no matter what. The margin for error is razor-thin, demanding absolute focus and confidence. Weather changes in minutes, and there's no radar, just instinct and skill. Sudden fog or wind can turn a routine approach into a white-knuckled challenge, testing even the most experienced aviators. Every landing is a heart-stopping spectacle of precision and nerve. Passengers often hold their breath as the wheels touch down, feeling the adrenaline rush of survival. Lukla is the ultimate test for pilots and a breathtaking ordeal for passengers. An unforgettable introduction to the adventure that awaits in the shadow of Everest. Nestled high in the heart of the French Alps, Courchevel Altiport is a destination reserved for the truly adventurous and the world's elite travelers. Perched among snow-capped peaks, this mountain airport is as exclusive as it is breathtaking, offering access to one of Europe's most luxurious ski resorts. Its runway measures just 537 meters, but what truly sets it apart is the staggering 18.6% gradient, making it one of the steepest and shortest commercial runways on the planet. Every landing here is a test of precision and skill. There are no runway lights, no instrument landing systems, and absolutely no room for go-arounds. Only daylight operations are permitted, and only in clear weather. Pilots must rely entirely on their training, experience, and nerves of steel. To reach the runway, pilots must skillfully navigate a deep, narrow valley, threading their aircraft through rugged alpine terrain and executing sharp, precise turns before finally lining up with the precipitous strip. The drama of Courchevel is so legendary that it even featured in a James Bond film. But for real pilots, every approach and landing here is a genuine high-stakes event, demanding absolute focus and skill. Courchevel Altiport stands as the epitome of high-risk, high-reward aviation, where every takeoff and landing is a breathtaking feat. In Tegucigalpa, Honduras, Toncontín Airport is wedged between hills and city streets. Pilots must make a steep descent and a sharp, low-altitude turn just before landing, flying alarmingly close to buildings. The runway is short, and aggressive braking is essential to avoid overrunning into the city. High altitude and wet conditions add to the danger. Toncontín is a true urban gauntlet, where every landing is a test of precision and nerve. Once, Hong Kong's Kai Tak Airport was the stuff of legend. Pilots aimed for a checkerboard on a hill, then made a sharp, low-altitude turn over Kowloon's rooftops to line up with the runway jutting into Victoria Harbour. Crosswinds and a misjudged turn could mean disaster. Kai Tak demanded absolute precision and nerves of steel. Its memory still haunts pilots and passengers alike, the benchmark for difficult urban landings. On the Caribbean island of St. Maarten, Princess Juliana Airport is famous for its low approaches over Maho Beach. Jets pass just feet above sunbathers, creating a spectacle and a hazard. The runway is short for large aircraft, so pilots must land low and use every inch. Jet blasts can knock people off their feet, and warning signs line the fence. For pilots, it's no holiday. Every approach is a balancing act between spectacle and safety. The line between thrill and danger is razor thin. Deep in Bhutan's mountains, Paro Airport is so challenging that fewer than 24 pilots are certified to land here. The approach winds through a narrow valley with sharp turns and steep drops. Pilots use houses and trees as visual markers, weaving between mountainsides that seem close enough to touch. Only daylight, clear weather, and flawless skill will do. Paro is a true test of courage and precision, a vital link for the isolated kingdom, threading the needle through the Himalayas. In Antarctica, McMurdo's sea ice runway is built on compacted snow atop the frozen Ross Sea. Pilots land massive aircraft on floating ice, constantly monitored for cracks and stress. There are no lights, and landings often happen in total darkness or whiteout conditions. Skidding and crosswinds are constant threats, and the cold can cripple aircraft systems. The sea ice runway is the ultimate in extreme aviation, a lifeline in the harshest environment on Earth. Humanity clings to a frozen foothold. For our number one spot, we return to Lukla, where the runway ends at a sheer cliff. At 9,300 feet, with a 12% gradient and no go-around, every landing is a leap of faith. One end is a mountain wall, the other a 2,000-foot drop. Weather is unpredictable and the margin for error is zero. Lukla combines altitude, terrain, and a cliff's edge, making it the world's most dangerous airport. For local pilots, it's a workplace. For everyone else, it's the ultimate aviation precipice. Would you take the risk? From Gibraltar's traffic-stopping runway to Lukla's cliff edge, we've seen the world's most dangerous airports. These are arenas where courage, skill, and precision are pushed to the limit. Next time you fly, remember the pilots who master these extreme challenges. Which airport would you never set foot in? Let us know in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more adventures. Thanks for watching. See you on the next journey to the edge.